Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to run your own LLM on your own machine. And I've had a lot of people recently ask me, how should I get started in AI? And I'm going to suggest running your own LLM, just because for me I've found it very insightful to figure out how all of this stuff works on my own personal machine instead of just hitting like an OpenAI API. So first we're going to download some software. It's called LM Studio. So let's go into Google and we'll type in LM Studio. It'll pop up the URL lmstudio.ai and we'll go there. Now you can download LM Studio for whatever particular flavor of machine you have. In my case, I happen to have a Mac M2. Now I've already pre-downloaded this, so if you haven't downloaded it yet, then just hit pause and then hit play once you're done. So I'm going to start up LM Studio now. Okay, and when you start up LM Studio, it's going to take you to the home screen. And in here, if there's a particular model you want to try from Hugging Face, you can just type out the repo and it will go load it for you. In the new section here, they have a list of suggested models that you can use. So there's Phi 2, which is a newish model from Microsoft. There's the Mistral 7B, a bunch of different models you can try out here. And if this is all Greek to you, then don't worry about it. Just start with one and play with it. So I think what we'll do is we'll just start with the Phi 2 model, which is a fairly small model compared to other. It's 7.2 billion parameters. So they give you some quick links here to download it, but I'm going to take you through a slightly longer path just so you understand exactly what's happening here. So these models are all hosted on Hugging Face. So what I'm going to do is go to Hugging Face and look for the Phi 2 model there. So I'm going to open up another tab. I'm going to type in Hugging Face. Let's go to Hugging Face. Let's look for the Phi 2 model. Here it is. It's actually a model from Microsoft. I'm just going to click on this. So the model card here is going to tell you all the different attributes of that model. And they even include like the chat format and the code. So if you wanted, you could actually just take the code the sample code, which shows you how to run it using like the Hugging Face libraries. What I'm going to do is actually, instead of running the full model, so if I look at the tensors for this model, you need two because you can't load a file that's greater than 5 gig. So basically it's this file and this file. So the tensors for this model, which are the model weights, are going to come out to about 5.5 gigabytes. So what I'm going to do is actually run a compressed version of this model. And I typically run compressed because depending on the compression you use, you actually lose very little quality. So in my case, my favorite type of compression is a quantization method called GGUF. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up to the top here and I'm going to look for Phi 2 GGUF. Right, and in this case, there's one that pops up here. Now this guy, the bloke, he got some money from a bunch of folks to create these quantized models. So I'm going to just click on this, and the model card here tells you basically this is the GGUF version of the Microsoft Phi 2, and it's got some explanation about what the GGUF is, some information on the prompt template for the Phi, and what I'm going to do is go over to the files and versions, and you notice there's a bunch of different GGUF files here. Now the files are named based on the quantization. So the original Phi 2 model is in 16-bit floating point precision. This model is in 8-bit precision. So remember before we looked at the tensors for the full model and it was about 5.5, 5.6. In this case, running 8-bit quantization, we're down to below 3 gigabytes. And if we go further down from 16 bits down to 6 bits, then we're actually running now at 2.29. So going from 16 bits to 8 bits, you lose very little quality, like almost no quality at all. Going to 6, you lose just a tiny bit. And I think this, somewhere between 5 and 6 is sort of the sweet point where the files get pretty small, but you still maintain a lot of the performance of the original model. So what I'm going to suggest we do is run this Phi2Q6K GGUF version. So I'm going to go back. Actually, first before I go back, I'm going to just grab the name of this repo in Hugging Face. I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to go back up here to again, I'm on the home page here, and I'm going to dump in the name, the bloke Phi2, and we're going to go to this, and then so this is the model here where we were looking at, and it lists all the different quantizations on this side here. So what I want is to run the 6-bit quantization. So I'm just going to hit download here, right, and it's going to download it for me. So this is going to take a bit of time, so I'll just pause the video here and I'll come back when it's done downloading. Okay, our model has loaded, or has downloaded, so now we're going to load it. So we're going to go to this tab here, which is the AI chat tab, and we're going to select the model to load. Now in this case we've got it here, the bloke Phi2 6-bit quantization. So I'm going to click on this, and it's loading up the model. Let me create a new chat window here. Okay. Okay, sorry, let me load it again just to make sure. Okay, so now we've got the model loaded. One of the things you'll see is the chat settings here are set to Phi2 because Phi2 has a specific prompt template here where it expects to get instruct user and then output assistant. So what happens is you type something in here for the user, and then LM Studio is going to put that in this particular place here and send this whole thing to the model, and then the assistant will write back, and then it'll show you what the assistant is writing, or what the model is writing. So we can start a chat now with this model. I can say, what type of model are you? I am a data scientist. Okay, that's interesting. Can you describe Stockholm Syndrome? Right, it's a psychological phenomenon, blah, blah, blah. What were the events that led up to World War II? Right, anyway, so you can see that we can have a proper chat back and forth with this particular model, and it seems to be quite coherent. One last thing that I'll show you is how to run a server. So this tab here is a local server mode. So what we're going to do is start the server, and it's going to start serving up this model on port 1234, and they've got like an example curl command that you can just send it, or they've got like another like Python, different styles of Python. And so I'm just going to copy the curl, and we're going to dump that in here, and it basically says the system is always answer in rhymes, and then the user is introduce yourself. So, and there's other parameters here like temperature and max tokens that I won't go into right now, but basically we're going to send this, send this to our server, and we can see in the back end that the server was basically writing token by token out the response, and then it sends us the response back. So here's the response that we got back. Yo, I'm here to say hi. I'm the one with the catchy rhyme. It doesn't quite rhyme, but maybe close enough. Anyway, so this is a way that you can use the model programmatically without having to send data outside of your machine. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful.